What's up, TCG family? It's your girl, Tiffany.
Big Billy Boo Boo.
And we are back, you guys. We are back for another live stream. Tonight, we will be talking about love and relationship advice. We are by far not experts, but this is for entertainment purposes only. You can take our advice if you like or not. So we are just going to chop it up, chit chat. If you have any questions that you would like to ask us, feel free to ask us. We're just going to have a good, chill live stream. If anyone has any questions they want to know about us and our relationship, that's okay. If you have a question about your own relationship and you want some advice, if you want to direct a question directly to Chris or myself, we're fine with that. And we're just going to chill. We're laid back, having a Bud Light. Cheers. And there you go.
We're not promoting alcohol or anything like that.
No, I just had a hard day. I worked all day. So, yeah. Kid Wonders Gaming and live stream. Hello. What's up? Thank you so much for coming. Make sure you hit that like button. Share out the stream for us. We would appreciate it. Hello, Alexis. Welcome. Make sure you guys hit that like and share out the live stream. I did not share out the live stream. I just want to see how many people this will reach without me sharing it out. And then next week, I will share it out and see the difference in sharing it out versus not sharing it out. Kid Wonder says, no problem. Like I said, if you have any questions that you want to ask, feel free. If you have any questions about relationships, finding love, this is our new segment, so feel free to do so. Jeremy's Arc Vlogs, hello, welcome. Prince Daniel, hey. Kid Wonder saying hey to Jeremy. How is everyone doing today? I am doing great. I am tired. As in the sense of I want to kick back and relax. I'm having a drink. And yeah. Just gonna chill out, listen to some slow jams. If you guys are from back in the day, you'll know all these songs. Unless you're too young. Any questions that you have about relationships? Any advice that you would like? If you have a question specifically for Chris, you can type it in for him. If you have a question for me, type it in. If it's just a general question that you want to know, something about relationships, go ahead and ask. Prince Daniel says, Kid wonders. Jeremy says, how is everyone doing today? What?
Nothing. I'm just kind of looking at the. This drives me a little crazy at this moment.
Your hair is sticking up.
It's doing some kind of.
Take the tube off.
That's what it looks like.
It's not. Look.
It's connected, but.
But he feels like it is because he's not used to having hair. Prince Daniel with the first question. All right, let's get into it. Question. Do y'all believe that chivalry is dead? Win big at oh my. Well. Chris, do you want to answer this? Or I'll let you answer it first and then I'll answer it. How about that? You can give your opinion on what you think. And then I'll give my opinion on what I think.
My honest opinion, I think back in the day, at least people that are in my age bracket, we were taught to open the doors for women and do things like that and do nice things. And if you look around in today's society, the younger generation, I don't see it. But I won't say it's dead, but it's not practiced as often as it used to be, I guess.
I agree. I agree with that. I think that back in the day when you had a girl that you liked or a boy that you liked, and you wanted to have them notice you, you would essentially try to court them by showing them that you were interested and doing the opening the door on a date thing, doing nice things for them, asking parents permission, to date, especially a daughter. It used to be way different back in the day, but especially with, I will say, especially with the Orthodox, we're Greek Orthodox. And back in the day, it was essentially a thing. If you ever saw My Big Fat Greek Wedding, it was a thing to ask, if you could marry the daughter or if you could date the daughter. And nowadays, I don't really believe you need permission to date, a daughter or a son or whatever. But I do feel like what you said, just to piggyback on that, guys would open doors for girls and they would take them out to dinner and, treat them to a meal or a movie or something like that. And today you don't see much of that. Unless, I will say this, unless you're down south. If you're down south, there's still that southern hospitality. It's like a southern thing. And them boys and them men aren't taught to be like that no matter what. And so they do, open doors for girls and treat women like ladies and, take them on a date for dinner and pay for it. And up north, that's not really common because, nowadays the girl will get in her side of the car, the guy will get in his side of the car. They go to dinner and the woman pays for herself and the guy's paid for himself. It's not like really that common anymore for the male to take the woman to dinner. So I believe in that. I don't believe it's dead, but I believe that it needs to be much more than what it is. It's still out there, but it's not very common anymore. So I hope that answers your question, Prince Daniel, because I don't believe it's dead, but I believe it's very uncommon right now. No, you don't see much of that anymore nowadays. Yeah, you don't really. So not very common anymore. Thank you for the question, Prince Daniel. Any more questions? Anyone else got a question? Anything about a relationship that you might have or be in? Something you would like to know about our relationship? Very good key points. Yes, definitely, because we lived down south before. We used to live in Florida, and it was a very common thing down there to see men treating women like that. So it is a southern thing. We're just going to chill out tonight, have some slow jams. Answer some questions. And I hope you guys enjoy this live stream, because this we're going to do every Saturday at 10 p.m. It's going to be our new segment where we offer up relationship advice, talk about different things that happen in relationships.
Sacrifices that you make, and
life is about sacrifices. You have to make them.
The things you do to make your spouse or your significant other happy.
It's true.
You might start feeling a little old, might start looking a little old, and they kind of, want you to do things that, you might not always want to do.
Like,
you do them because, you love your spouse and you want to make them happy. Whether,
like when you want to shave your head and your partner says, no, I want you to keep your hair.
I haven't had a head full of hair in a very long time.
It ain't really been that long. Because you had...
It's been a while.
Those pictures when you had hair before, remember?
Yeah, but it's been a while. I know it's petty little things like that, but there are little things like that that actually go a long way.
I mean, ultimately, I wanted him to grow it back because we wanted to get family pictures. But we haven't got them yet because we've been both so busy working so many jobs. And then he's like, you better get your pictures because I want to cut it off. And I was like, keep it a little while longer. I'm trying to get to the pictures. We just haven't had time. So, I have never seen Big Belly with a head full of hair. Was what he looks like before y'all met. No, actually, when we met, he was bald. Yeah, but he used to shave his head. Intentionally. So, he didn't have hair when we met. But it wasn't all white either.
I wonder why it turned all white. No, just kidding.
You're not kidding.
No, really. It used to be a mixture of gray and brown. And then it kind of turned to gray, and it kind of turned to white. And
I wonder if
I told somebody's grandpa, and that was pretty much, that changed.
I wonder if I could find a picture of what you looked like. Maybe next Saturday I will find a picture of what Big Belly looked like when we met. And I will try to find it and I will show you guys if I can find it. Not promising anything, but I'll try. And then I'll show you guys a picture of what I looked like when he met me. Of course, we were both younger, much thinner, no gray hairs. We're just going to chill out and wait for someone who has another question. Anyone has another question, go ahead and ask it. Alexis, are you still here or are you in the bushes? Prince Daniel says, shared y'all out. Thank you so much, Prince Daniel. We appreciate it. I didn't share it out only because I really didn't think about it at first. Here, sorry, it was getting some cleaning done. Alexis, do you have a question about relationship advice or love advice? If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. If you have a question about us, we'll answer it as long as it's not too personal. Because we are saving some for a Q&A. In the future, we're going to have a Q&A. And it's going to be questions that might be a little more personal. So I'm supposed to walk you down the aisle. Change your name and make your parents smile. No questions?
No questions. I've heard we're no experts, guys, but
we're not experts.
We've been doing this for we've been married now. We've been together for a long time, so
right.
We've been in good points and good places, and we've been all
been
around.
There, done that.
Been
through
there,
a lot of things.
Good things and bad. So
we've been married 22 years, and we've been together for 24. So. It's been a long time. We've been through good, we've been through bad, we've been through ups and downs. But no matter what, when you realize that that is your person, you have to take the good with the bad because, see, most couples in today's generation, they feel like if something is broke, they just want to toss it away and think it's going to be better with somebody else. But ultimately, if you're with somebody and you're having problems, you have to learn to fix it the right way in order to stay together. Most people think the grass is greener on the other side, but it really isn't. It's about using fertilizer to grow right where you're at. If that makes sense. To some of you it will. To some of you, you'll be like, what is she talking about?
What's that got to do with grass?
Right.
No. But ultimately, you gotta want to fix things to make things better. You have to be willing to make that effort.
Right. If you're not willing to make that sacrifice and that step to try to fix things, then you probably really don't want to be with that person anyways. Because if you want to be with that person, and I mean, everybody has faults. Everybody has faults. I have faults. Chris has faults. Everybody has faults. But if you love that person, you have to be willing to accept them for who they are, with the good that they have and the bad that they have. But you gotta kind of be able to fix those bad things, to not to do those things, so that you can make it work. Alexis says, no, that definitely makes sense. Jason 23 TV, TCG fam, Yahoo. Thank you so much for coming, Jason. Yes, that makes sense, from Prince Daniel. Alexis says, and it's so true. You don't just throw it all away because you're going through some bad. If you really love that person, absolutely. Everybody's saying hello to Jason. That's awesome. Yeah. Get to know each other. Connect, family. Lois Mosley is in the house. Hey, hey. Hi. Hi, Lois. Jason, thank you so much. Alexa says hello to Jason. Jason says, no worries. Here to support. Yahoo. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, be sure to hit that like. Share us out. This is our first live stream of our new segment. So we're just listening to some slow jams, answering any relationship questions. If you have any relationship questions or need advice, and like we said, we're not experts. We, however, have been married 22 years, together for 24. So we do know a little something about what it takes to make it work. You have to put in the effort. You just can't be like, hey, we're married, but we're not going to talk. We're not going to communicate. We're not going to do anything. And hey, we're still going to be together. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's very hard work.
Being married is a job. It's not just something. So you have to actually work at it. You can't just expect things to be any which way, because it's not going to be. You're going to have that. You're going to have times where you really have to make the effort, like I said before. You really have to. You're not going to always agree on things. You're going to learn which way you have to go to meet things halfway to make it right.
Right. You have to be able to make that step to be able to do what you want to do. You just can't say, hey, let's get married, and let's say Chris was feeling some type of way, or feeling like he wasn't getting the support or the love from me. He should be able to come and express that to me, and I would say, okay, well, let me ask you, what do you need from me? What is it that you feel you need from me? Is it because I'm not spending enough time with you? Is it because I'm not being intimate with you as much as you like? Is it because, these are the things you need to find out so that you can make things better. Communication is definitely the number one thing that you need to have in any relationship. Without communication, you will not be able to survive a marriage. You have to be able to communicate. Thank you so much, Jason. Mario 71. Is it okay to have chills when you see a girl you like? Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. Butterflies, chills, all that. I mean, I can't speak for, him, but I can say, when you like anyone in general, girls, guys, everybody gets that butterfly feeling in your stomach. Everybody gets chills. Everybody feels like, oh my gosh, look, there they are. Or, you're just all excited to see that person because you really like that person's personality and you really like that person, such as maybe there's a physical attraction also. You think that they are very cute, or, you know, if you're an adult, you find them attractive and sexy. But, that's totally normal in any relationship or when you like anyone. Lois is saying hi to Prince Daniel. Alexis says, yes, communication is key. Jason is saying hello to Lois. Or your heart will start beating fast. I don't know about heart beating fast. Does that happen? I mean, I guess so. It probably depends on who you are and how your body reacts. I mean, I can't speak for men, but your heart probably does beat fast because you're all excited. So, yeah. Prince Daniel says, yeah, it's most definitely normal. There you go. Mario says, it's happened to me.
Swear every time that we fuck, we go crazy. Eat up the dick like it came on a tray. Get in the pussy all over my face. Yeah. Eat it up, lick off the plate. Yeah. Tell you how good that it tastes. Got it tripping wet before I even put the phone down. She go crazy when I'm stroking it, and then I pull it out and go back down.
You don't want to listen to this.
Definitely not rated.
All right. Let's skip that. Is that better for you?
Well, it's getting a little.
Most time it's the chills that makes me shy. I mean, that's a part of life. That's normal. That's normal, though. But don't be shy. If there's somebody that you like, approach that person and tell them, like, hey, would you like to go out sometime? Always go ahead and make the first move. I always say the worst thing somebody can say is no. If they say no, okay, then you know that you don't have a chance and forget about it. Move on. You can't just live your life being shy forever. I tell everyone, we live one life. You might as well live it. Some people tell me because you are scared to see her. That maybe could be true if you have a reason to be scared. If this person has made you scared. How did TCG meet the love of her life? Well, do you want to tell them how we met? You can tell them how we met.
Well, they directed the question to TCG. So
TC.
G, who's G's not in it.
G's so busy watching a movie with her boyfriend. So
go ahead.
C.
Go ahead, T. T comes before C. Go ahead.
Okay, so how we met was through mutual friends of ours. Christopher has a friend named Bill, And I had a friend named Michelle, and they were a married couple. And so Chris was Bill's friend, and I was Michelle's friend. So one day I came over to see Michelle, and Chris was over visiting Bill. And we kind of met each other that way. And then Michelle would tell me, like, hey, he's single, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because when I first saw him, I was like, who's that? You know, he's cute, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, that's Chris. You know, he has a daughter. He's divorced, you know, giving me the whole 411 on him. And I was like, oh, okay. So she's like, yeah, you know, go sit over on the couch and talk with him, get to know him better. And I was like, no, because I was really, really reserved back in the day. Chris will tell you. I was really reserved back in the day. I was like, no, no, I can't go over there and, you know, start talking to him because I was not shy, but I was like not the person to start a conversation. So, you know, we were all watching a movie, and then he would come over more often, and I was always over there visiting Michelle because she lived like 2 doors down from me. And so like we would see each other all the time over there. And one night me and Michelle had went out, and um I don't want to say we got drunk on here, but we got drunk, and she wanted me to spend the night at her house because she didn't want me to go home. And because I was still living at home with my mother. And so Chris at this time was living in their basement. It was like redone in the basement. So he was staying down with them because he was having some problems with housing and stuff. So he was living in their basement, and she's like, you know, you could just spend the night. And I'm like, there's not even nowhere for me to sleep. You know, like, I'm not going to sleep on your couch, you know, because, and she's like, Chris is downstairs. Just go jump in the bed with him. And I was like, are you crazy? Like, I'm drunk, but I'm not crazy. And I was like, are you crazy? And she was like, no, I don't mean like that. I mean, he won't mind. Just sleep on the other side of him, you know? And she meant just for me to have a place to sleep. So I was like, are you sure that he's not going to mind? And like, I was like, go ask him first. And she's like, no, I'm not going to ask him. I'm not going to wake him up. Just go hop in the bed. So I did. I was drunk. So I was like, all right, you know, I hope he doesn't wake up. So I did one of these where I crawled, you know, tiptoed down there, and I slept like on the edge of the bed. So he wouldn't even feel me in the bed. And he wouldn't even like know I was there till morning because I didn't want to wake him up. So I guess he had woken up in the morning, and he went upstairs to um get breakfast, whatever. And I was still sleeping. And I don't know, apparently they had this big laughing conversation in the morning where like they were like teasing him because they were thinking like we slept together, we did something. And they're like, oh, you know, this and that. And he's like, you're crazy. No, like I didn't even know she was in the bed. And like literally we did nothing. That's not my style. I would not just hop in the bed with a man and just, you know, have sex on the first night that I even met him, or not the first night I met him, but like, no, that's not going to happen. Um, and so like when I had came upstairs and stuff, I was like, I hope you don't mind. I hopped in bed. And he's like, no, you're fine. And I was like, Michelle told me to do it, and it was all good. I just needed a place to sleep. But um, so then we started going out. Like I would ask him, like, different things about himself, and he would tell me, and he would ask me different things about myself. And then one night I was at the club, and he showed up to the club, and we were just talking, having some drinks and whatnot. And kind of from there, we just started like hanging out more, I guess you could say. And then um, there was another time after that where he actually got his own. They were condos that we lived in where we live here. And um, his friend Bill and my friend Michelle lived in a condo. And then there were two condos in between. And then there was mine. Well, my mother's. And he ended up getting a condo that was two doors down from his friend. And so he was living essentially right next to me now because my mother lived here. There's a driveway here to pull into the buildings, and he moved right on the other side of the driveway. So we lived next door to each other and became neighbors. So it was like now we were neighbors. So of course we started talking more. And then I would like come over his house and watch movies. And like we just started hanging out. But then like he had asked me out. And so we went out like on an actual date. And we went to the club, we went out, we had a good time and whatnot. And like I went back and stayed at his place that night. This was like way down the road. These things happening like happened way down the road. I stayed at his house again. We still did nothing. Don't get no ideas, guys. We still did nothing. We weren't having sex. We weren't doing nothing. We were just hanging out, having fun together, getting to know each other. I think a lot better than just being friends. And like we were together almost a year, like dating before we even ever had sex. And so it sex was like not the reason for being together. I wanted to be clear on that. It was more of getting to know each other and becoming best friends first before we went there, if you know what I mean. And a lot of people can't believe it. They're like, you seriously dated for a year before you ever had sex? And we're like, yeah, we never had sex for like the first year that we dated. We just always hung out, watched movies. And I can remember this because this was so funny to me because no guy ever said this to me. And like, I went to his house to watch a movie and we were sitting next to each other. And I remember him doing one of these, and I know he knows what I'm going to say, but I remember him doing one of these. He was like, your hair smells pretty. And I was like, what? And he was like, your hair smells pretty. And I was like, thank you. I had used this. Here's the story. I had never used this shampoo before, but I ran out of my shampoo. And so I used this cheap, like, shampoo. It was like coconut smelling or something like that. And so he actually noticed that my hair smelled like coconut. And I was like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because I was like kind of embarrassed because it was like a cheap shampoo that I never used before. But he thought it smelled fun, good. So I was like, okay, thanks. Like, wow, okay, he noticed. But so yeah, and then from that point out, we just dated. We dated for a year. After we dated for a year, we were engaged for a year. And then we got married after that. So we were together quite a while before we even got married. And then we were married in 2004, May 1st, 2004. So yeah, we've been together 22 years and we were together 24 years. So there you have it. That's how we met, through a mutual friend. I know I gave you a whole bunch of backstory, but yeah, that's essentially what it was. We met through a mutual friend. Let me read some of these comments. By a nice dinner date? No, definitely not. Handsome Chris, single, and had a daughter and divorced. Yes. He was divorced and he had a daughter that was 6, I think, at the time when we met. Yeah, I think she was 6. So I have a 28-year-old stepdaughter. That's how old she is now. One Day TV, hello, hello. Thank you so much for coming. Mario saying,
hello.
Well, she'll be 28 July.
28 this year.
Yeah. No one does that. Oh, that's nice. 50 First Dates, the movie. You know what? I don't know if I saw that. Did I see that? I'm going to have to see if I saw 50 First Dates. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. One Day saying hello to everyone in the chat. Prince Daniel saying hello. Kiki saying I love it. Double like. Thank you so much. I love the movie First Dates. I'm going to have to see if I saw that. That movie was so romantic and funny. Prince Daniel says, beautiful story. Wow, amazing. Mario says, wow, I love the story. Olivia, hello, sissy.
Hello, Olivia.
Hello, Tiff and Big Belly. We have a lifetime of stories we could tell you guys. We really could write a book, ultimately. One day, I hope to write a book. To tell you the truth, I would love to write an autobiography of my life. Not really like our marriage life, but like my life growing up and my entire life. And then moving on to my life now. But yeah, ultimately, that would be a goal. If anyone has any more questions, go ahead and ask them. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. Any relationship questions about us, maybe something you want to know about a relationship. So that's how you guys met. Yes, we met through mutual friends. Yep. And been together ever since. Olivia saying hello to Mario. Prince Daniel says, last question. Who made the first move, Tiffany or Chris? Come on, Prince Daniel, you gotta know. If I slept in a bed with him and didn't even try anything, you gotta know it was this guy. Christopher made the first move. Well, I had a girlfriend and it didn't last long. Why not? Was it you or her? That's what I want to know, because it's always got to be somebody. Okay. Chris made the first move. Nice. He did. He made the first move, but I have to say, he was a gentleman. He was a gentleman. You could tell that he was really shy and reserved about doing it, but he made the first move. It was her. She was dating someone else when she was dating me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That always makes me feel a certain type of way when I hear that, because ultimately I feel like this: if you want somebody else, tell the person you're with, look, I don't want to be with you anymore, and go be with somebody else. Don't hurt somebody like that. Don't be with somebody and go be with somebody else. That is the worst thing that you could do to somebody. Just be honest. If you want an open relationship where you want to have two people, say, hey, I want us to have an open relationship. I want to be with you. I love you. But I also am curious about being with other people. And if your partner's okay with that, then it'll happen. If your partner's not, then you have to leave that person and go find somebody who is okay with that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too. And she would try to hide it. I mean, ultimately, that's what cheaters do. Cheaters try to hide it. Mm-hmm. And here's my thing: a cheater will always cheat. Some people say that if somebody cheats, that they become a reformed cheater. Let me just tell you, there is no such thing as a reformed cheater. If you cheat once, you will always cheat. Period. If you cheat on somebody and you have the audacity to hurt this person that you love so deeply and so much, you will do it again without even a second thought. There's no question in my mind that you wouldn't.
The moment you make that step into what you're doing and you accept it,
if somebody cheats once,
like I say,
do you think they're going to do it again, or they would never do it again?
Like I told you, if something ever happened like that, I said, if you make that test drive, you the owner. I don't play the game. I've had bad experience in my lifetime.
And tell them what I told you.
I said, and I told her, she ever test drive, she's that person's the owner. And she told me, if I ever test drive, that
you better love her.
You better love her because she's going to bury her next to me.
I told him when we got together, if you ever cheat on me, you better love the woman that you cheat on me with. And he's like, what? What do you mean? I better love her? And I said, yeah, I want you to love her. He goes, why is that? And I said, because I will bury her next to you for eternity. You will be with her forever in the ground. And that's no joke. If you want to be with somebody else, you end it with me first. And then you go do whatever you got to do. And I'm cool with that. But don't go behind my back and try to be with somebody else and make me look like a fool at home, at work, whatever, and you're out there with somebody else and people know that you're my husband. No, don't do that. She even promised me she wouldn't cheat on me. You know what I say? Promises are made to be broken. A promise is nothing. A promise means nothing. If a person cheats on you, they will always cheat on you. My advice is, if you know for sure, for positive, you were cheated on once, do not accept it and move on. Take your loss and move on with somebody else. Because that person is never going to change. Never. They're going to do it again and again and again. And you know why? I'm going to tell you why they're going to do it again and again. because they know in their mind that you have accepted it once, and they know that all they have to do is beg, plead, cry, and you will accept it again. That is my non-professional advice. And she broke her promise and hurt me. I know how that feels. I've been cheated on once. I have been cheated on. Prince Daniel says, that's terrible. That's terrible. I don't think anybody should cheat on anybody. If you love somebody and you care for somebody, and let's just say you're not even in love with somebody, if you even have the slightest care for that person as a friend, but you're not in love with them anymore, don't do that to them. Have enough self-respect to get out of that situation, to leave that situation, and go move on with whomever it is that you're trying to move on with on the side. Tell that person, look, I'm not interested in you emotionally, physically anymore. And that person has no choice but to accept it and move on. I say better to get the bad news than better to be hurt in a different way. You're going to be hurt no matter what. But it's better to be hurt because they decided they didn't want to be with you than to be hurt to be cheated on. She even told my friend, and he took her side and defended her. Wow. Miss Glow Glow, hello. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, Miss Glow Glow. Thank you for coming. Alexis saying hello to Miss Glow Glow. Prince Daniel says, I had my shares of cheating too. Now I have cheated once in the past. See, that's not cool. That is not cool. I feel like this. A lot of people feel like, well, I've been cheated on in the past. Or like, people have cheated on me, so I'm going to go do it to somebody else. But here's my thing. If you've been cheated on in the past and you know what it feels like, and you know how bad it hurts, why would you ever want to endure that pain to somebody else? You should never want to do that to somebody else because you felt that hurt and you felt that pain, so you know what it feels like. I never cheat on anyone because my best friend says it's bad and it will affect someone. Definitely. Off your feet. Prince Daniel saying hello to Miss Glow Glow. If you have any questions about relationships, any love advice, something you want to ask Chris specifically or me specifically, go ahead and ask. Alexis is talking to Mario. By the way, how old are you? Just wondering. Prince Daniel says, I am officially true to the person I'm with. I would never hurt the person I care about. Absolutely. Kudos to you, Prince Daniel. Yeah, don't do that to nobody. If you ever decide you're not in love with that person anymore, please break it off with them first and then go do what you want to do. Mario says 20. Mario 71 is 20. Alexis says, oh, okay. Yeah, and that's pretty young to be cheated on that many times. I mean, wow. It's the younger generation, I'm telling you. The younger generation thinks that it's okay to just swap people. Like, I swear, they'll be dating one person 1 minute, and the next minute they're dating the best friend or the friend's friend or something like that. And it's like, that's not cool. Like, that's just not cool. We have about 5 more minutes. We're going to stay on. We only do this live stream for 1 hour. So if you have any questions about relationship advice, go ahead and ask us. Matter of fact, we are going to have you guys put questions that maybe you want to know in the next live on the community tab. I'm going to make a post right after this live stream. And if you have any questions for Chris or myself, go ahead, post it on the community tab after I put up the post, put it in the comments, and we will answer it on the next live stream next Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chris, you want to get that one?
I can't. My glasses aren't showing.
There you go. What does it mean to be friend zoned?
Friend zone. Wow. Friend zone.
That's like a long time ago.
That's been a long time. Basically, that's telling a person that, yeah, they won't mind hanging out and doing things with you, but no, they're not going to commit to you. That they're leaving their options open to somebody else. Possibly they don't want to commit to you. So that's a lot to do to be locked in the friend zone. That's just basically how my understanding and my feelings on it was basically like that's just a person who likes to spend time with you and doesn't really want to commit at that time.
I kind of agree.
I mean, they
I
they
feel
might
like
want to be with you. They might want to postpone
and I
any
feel
kind
like
of
they don't
emotional
want an
thing. They might
intimate
not want to.
relationship with you.
They may want to hang out with you. And
Right. They like you
spending
as a
time
friend,
with
but
you,
they don't want to date you
but
ever.
they don't want to lock that up until maybe they're already talking to somebody else, and you're just in the midst of it, and they're not sure whether they want that person or this person. So they may just keep you around, and if things progress and it goes that way, then you might get out of the friend zone. If it don't look
Or
like
if it
it's
doesn't
going to
work
go
out
that
with somebody
way,
else, maybe they leave you for a last option.
exactly. So
because they don't want to be completely alone.
I mean, I can honestly say, when I was younger, I won't say I never had friends, but
Friends with benefits is a different thing, Christopher.
I had. All right, I wasn't going there, but
friends with benefits is not the friend zone. Friend zone is
I had friends.
Somebody doesn't want to be.
I had girls that were just friends. We did nothing. Nothing ever transpired out of it. We were just friends. And it wasn't all me doing the approaching. It was the opposite. We went either way. Sometimes it was their decisions or my decisions. And sometimes it was better that we stayed that never crossed that line and stayed friends. So that's my feeling on it. What about you?
That's what I think. I think somebody who says, "You're such a great friend," they've put you in the friend zone. That means you're a friend. I don't want to date you. I don't want to be intimate with you. I don't want to marry you. I don't want to have any relationship status with you. So you're my friend, and I'm kind of letting you know you're my friend.
Don't expect
like I like you as a person. I love hanging out with you, but I'm not interested in you, if that makes sense. They say there are red flags for someone dating a friend's girlfriend. I mean,
not particular. I've been in that situation. I mean, it's kind of weird because if you're
dating a friend's girlfriend.
Not dating a friend.
That would be like me dating one of your friends. No, I don't think there would be a red flag for that.
No, I mean, if we're not together, ultimately.
No, I think they mean if you're together.
If you're together, no, yeah.
I don't think there would be any red flags. I mean, you would just kind of know. They would act weird around each other, or like I don't know. I think you would just act weird around each other when that person's around. I don't know. I don't know. We've never had
I've
that
never.
situation. So, I mean, I can't speak on it, but I do feel like if your girlfriend was dating one of your friends, you would know. There's got to be telltale signs. Like they're going to act weird around each other. They're going to be wanting to spend time alone together, which would never happen. Stuff like that. Or being friend zoned. Have y'all tried Tinder before you got married?
No,
RL.
no,
RL wants to know.
no.
Tinder.
No,
No.
no, 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 no.
Never,
We've been
ever.
together for a long time. That was before Tinder
Yeah,
and all that
Tinder
stuff came
just
about.
came about, I believe
No,
so.
I mean, but no, I
And
would.
I've never tried it.
I would.
And I never would want to try it, even if I wasn't married. I
I
think
have.
that I've heard too many of my friends who have tried it say that everybody on there is out for a piece of meat. And that's not me. So I am not in the market for some sausage.
You don't know what you're going to get with when you're dealing with somebody over the internet. I met. I'll just give you this example. It wasn't no site like that. I met her. I think it was on Facebook, and Facebook had or it was something, or it was Facebook, or some kind of AOL kind of thing or whatever chat.
Oh, we used to talk in the
And
AOL chat too. Yeah.
so you would meet people and you talk together and you want to get together and whatever. I had met this one girl. I'd never talked to her. We talked to her and talk, seemed like a nice person, whatever. I went to meet her one time. I went to her house. I was there for 45 minutes. She was acting when we were going to get married. She had 3 kids, and she wanted to know when we were going to start this and when it was all going to happen. And I'm not lying, guys. This was the first time I was there. And I said, see ya. I'm out. Because, no, you just don't. I mean,
The first time you meet somebody and you're like, when are we getting married?
yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. And I'm like,
I mean, I guess if you both were feeling it, like it was like,
okay,
wow,
well,
amazingly. I
if
still
you're
don't see
if
the
you're
first
feeling
time,
it, you're feeling
but
it.
maybe
You're
in
not.
the first week, maybe I'll give you the first week,
But the
maybe.
very first time you meet the person in person, the person, I mean, I'm guessing if she had whatever, like she had a couple kids, she must have lived with mom, whatever. But you don't just let somebody come over. Hi, I'm just come over here, and, meet your family. Okay, well, when are we going to get married? Kind of a thing. I want to get together with you. No, I had just got no, absolutely not. What wasn't happening. That was really crazy.
That is kind of
And
crazy.
that was the only time I ever experienced any kind of a online thing, and that was a one and done.
I've never, ever went to a dating website ever for anything. I've never done that even when I was single. So, let alone if I was ever not married to Chris, I still would not go on Tinder or whatever these other sites are. Christian Mingle. I know there's a Christian Mingle. I don't know about other ones. I still would not go on anything like that to find a mate or a spouse or a person to date. If anything, I would just go out to a club, go to a casino, go to something that adults do, bingo, whatever. And if I met the person there, then I met the person. If I didn't meet the person, then it wasn't meant to be. I would stay single and just
I understand
hang
that
out with friends.
the ways of people meeting now in today's society in comparison to when we met is a big difference. I mean, it's a major difference. Now they find it easier to, hey, I can find out every information about you. I can do everything and everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. If you meet somebody on the internet, like you don't know who this person is. They could have a fake picture and a fake everything. And you could talk to them for like months on end and they're telling you all about themselves and you've never seen them in person. All of a sudden you go to meet them and they could like kill you or something. Like you don't know who you're talking to behind a screen. Like you guys are seeing us and you see us how you see us, but you don't know us. Like one day you could meet us and we could just be like, we're not, but we could be some crazy people that would be like mass murderers or something. You never know Right. Like who's on the internet? You just don't know. Miss Glow Glow says, I never trusted internet dating because I have stranger anxiety. For real. Yes, you could get catfish. Yeah, like even people could take your profile picture and pretend like they're you. You never know. Prince Daniel says exactly. Lots of weirdos on the internet. I mean, it's crazy. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this new segment. Just talking, having a light conversation about relationships, advice, different things. It's something that we want to do more often on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I feel like because we've been together for so long, we want to try to offer more people good advice, good, solid advice. We've been together 24 years, married for 22. So I feel like something we have to offer to somebody out there that might need advice on relationships or love or even being single, you can have relationship advice. Because, like I said, a lot of people nowadays are single because they're afraid to put themselves out there, or they've been cheated on before, or they just don't know how to approach things from a certain aspect. So, being that we've been together for so long, I feel like we have something to offer. And we had a ton of emails, people asking us to do this type of questionnaire and segment. So I thought it over and I talked to Chris about it. And I said, at first he was like, but we're not professionals. I don't really want to tell people something. And let's say they take our advice and they break up with their spouse or something. And then it'd be like our fault, we gave the advice. And I said, that's exactly what we're not doing. We're telling everybody we're not professionals. But by all means, we've been there, we've done that. This is the advice that we can give you from what we know. So if the advice works for you, great. That's awesome because we need to see more couples out there that have been together for 24 years versus all of these couples that have been together for a year, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years that have divorced, and they're so young and like they could have made it work, but maybe they just didn't have the communicating tools to make it work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. What do you think about it?
I like it. I think it's gonna be it's useful. It gives you somebody else's opinion out of the room. It's not like what you see.
Someone who doesn't know you, by the way.
Right.
It's very easy to get friends and family that know you's advice, but for somebody who doesn't know you, knows nothing about you, and just knows the situation you're in, for us to give you advice on that is like grand advice. Miss Gloglo says, I enjoyed nice conversation. I will rewatch this again to see what I missed. Good night, everyone. Have a blessed night. Good night, Miss Gloglo. JMPP Vlogs, hello. How are you? Hello, hello. Hello. We miss you. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you rewatch this video. Give it a like and a comment. Share it out. But we will see you guys next Saturday. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Sharing means caring. Let all your friends and family know what the TCG fam is doing on Saturday nights. And we will see you in our next video. Stay blessed, not stressed.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.